Hey friends, Kenna here with a really exciting announcement. The Martin Center for Integration, the organization that brings you This Whole Life, is running a virtual DBT group for Minnesota and Wisconsin residents beginning January of 2026. DBT stands for Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, and it's got 4 main pillars: mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotion regulation, and interpersonal effectiveness. In short, DBT skills are focused on growing our capacity to live in the both and, to live in the tensions and the seeming contradictions that can make our lives and relationships feel so burdensome. You guys, this is the bread and butter of what we do in our clinic and what leads to daily mental health and flourishing. The group is focused on psychoeducation and skills. It's not traditional talk therapy. It's going to be led by the incredible Carmen Franzmeyer, a licensed marriage and family therapist here in our group, for 10 Tuesday evenings beginning January 20th, 2026. So for more information, check out martincenterforintegration.com/DBT. And now on to the episode.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to Storytellers with This Whole Life. You are here for a story, and we are happy to tell you a story. And by we, I mean my beautiful bride, Kenna, who I realized this morning when you told me, don't worry, I have a story.
Yeah,
and
a little fear.
And I said, what is your story? And you said, don't worry about it, baby, or something to that effect. I realized that storytellers, when we're not blessed with a guest, which I didn't mean to rhyme, but it did. So congratulations. When we're not blessed to be joined by a guest who tells us a story, I realized that storytellers could morph into just you and I surprise trolling each other with the stories that we're going to tell.
There's no trolling.
Oh, great. Good news.
No, but
so you have a story for us.
I'm pulling something out of the memory bank, and I just wanted you to have the element of surprise along with our guests.
Beautiful.
So we just last week released an episode on the window of tolerance.
Right.
And I thought of a story when I was so outside of my window of tolerance, and it's now just comical, and it's in the memory bank. And we actually, I think for the first time, talked about it with the kid that it happened with. And we were like, do you remember that? And the child was like, oh yeah. And I was like, oh no. Okay, so I'm going to call.
Still don't know what we're talking about.
I know. I'm going to call this story. You're going to know in just a second. I'm going to call this story Spinach and a Spanking. So here's the scene.
Now I know exactly where I was.
Ladies and gentlemen.
When this
Yes,
yep.
Here's the scene, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
so it's a joint story, right? We're going to share in the unveiling of the story. So picture this. I'm home alone at dinner time with young kids, with a nursing babe, with toddlers, maybe a school-age kid. I can't quite remember. And Pat has an evening work meeting. You are going straight from your ministry job down south of our house to a meeting up at the Archdiocese north of our house. And it's dinner time. And I have made, some kind of fabulously gourmet, situation. I made something to survive on, okay? There was a protein and there was a produce. That's all I can tell you.
Significantly edible.
Yes, significantly edible. And one of our kids decided to assert their will that day in that meal. And I had made sauteed spinach, which we had found was a really easy, inexpensive, and somehow very palatable to our kids usually meal. Well, at this night, when I was clearly already up on the edge of my window, one child decided not to eat the spinach. And by not to eat the spinach, I mean not to swallow the spinach.
And he was what, probably 5 or 6 maybe?
No. I'm going to say 4. Not
younger
in school,
than that?
Not
Okay.
In school, not in school.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going to say 3 or 4. And child puts spinach in child's mouth and just like a cow, just masticates, just chews and chews like on a cud. And I'm like, swallow the spinach, kid. And kid is like smiling. I remember that part because that's actually what really ticked me off. And is like, opens mouth and is like, and shows me huge wad of awesomely just gross spinach. I hope I'm painting a really lovely picture for you all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe even pounded my fist on the table of like, you will swallow that spinach. I think I stood the child up on the bench in the dining room, and I was like, if you don't swallow that spinach, I'm going to spank your bottom. And I am not in the habit of spanking our kids. And what's so funny to me is I don't think I really was that mad because I was like, man, and just with the lamest hand, swatted this kid's butt.
And you are not short on power when you really put your mind to it.
No. And so I was like, it's just funny to me looking back, and just laughed at me. Like the kid just was like, which only ticked me off.
Oh yeah, right.
So much more.
Yep.
So I am like, I honestly believe I was doing the thing that you do to dogs where you stroke their throat to activate the swallow response. It was trying
a 4-year-old
to get the kid to swallow and wasn't, and just continue to stand there with just this kind of crap grin on their face of oh, you're kind of losing it, Mom. I have got you right where I want. And I know children are not.
The kid was in his window and you were not.
Yeah. I know that they are not malicious at that age, but it sure felt like I was just he had my goat.
Being mocked. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm going to take you up to your room and you're going to stay in your room until you swallow that spinach. And so I marched the kid up to the room, shut the door, and I'm nursing the baby, and I call you, and I just broke down. I mean, I was a mess.
So I was driving, and I could picture exactly where I was when this happened because I thought something really, really horrible had
tragic.
happened.
You were
tragic.
who died?
Which child of ours
sobbing.
is dead? Yeah, I was. You were inconsolable, heaving, sobbing, as if someone had just stolen one of our children.
And I was sitting on the edge of our bed. I was facing out the front window. I was on the edge, nursing a baby in one arm, holding my phone in the other, and I'm crying so hard I can't even tell you the story.
Yeah, you can't tell me how not serious relatively it was.
I can also imagine that my subconscious was like, are you seriously about to tell him why you are calling him and why you need him to come bail you out of this parenting? Because here's the thing, what I couldn't my intellect hadn't yet caught up to the emotions and my physical experience yet, but I had dug myself into such a hole and I did not know how to get out. I was I've taken a stand with my kid, and everything I read in the parenting books, because by golly, I'd read a lot of parenting books. Everything I'd read was you have to follow through on what you said. And I was like, I have spanked the child because of the spinach.
Kind of, yeah.
I have put him in solitary confinement because of the spinach. I have drawn the line in the sand that the spinach will be swallowed. We will not go to bed
You've tried to force it by rubbing his throat weirdly.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, what do I do? So I couldn't tell you that in the moment, but it was this feeling of I have been so out of control. I've been so up and out of my window. If you don't know what that means, you need to go back and listen to our last episode, but I'm so far up and out of my window, and I don't know how to come back in safely.
Yeah.
And so you can take it away from here. So you said to me.
So it was, I need to paint a picture for you because I was driving, okay? And the exact highway that I was on, it could not have been a more hilarious visual metaphor. It was like the Lord laid out in front of me the visual representation of what my choices were in this moment. This is no exaggeration. I am coming up, and I can see it as I'm talking to you on the phone. Nobody's really talking. As I'm listening to you sob on the phone, to the left, I can turn left and I can go to the meeting over at the Archdiocese that I'm supposed to go to, where no one is crying, probably. Maybe, I don't know. Or I can take a right and I can go home. The right highway literally was the highway to our house. And I'm coming up on this, and the decision is looming. I have a choice to make in the next 10 seconds.
Which I did not know.
I'm coming to the fork in the road.
I did not. I knew you were going to be between work and a meeting, but I didn't know when I called you that you would be there. I just truly was like, I don't know who to call. I don't know what to do. You said to me, would you like me to come home? And I think I waffled for a moment, and you were like, Kenna, I'm coming up on the exit to go home. You have to make it. I was like, okay, if I come home, please come home, please come home. And you did.
So I took the right road, literally and figuratively. I took the correct road. I came home, and I went upstairs to you in a puddle, nursing a child.
Oh my gosh.
It's really, it is funny in retrospect because you are a very competent, very loving mother. There are very few moments where you feel like you don't have what it takes and that you just need to be literally picked up off the floor. But it was really,
That
it was
was a
yes. But it was nice to be able to pick you up in a moment like
but
that.
I love the cliffhanger of this story, because what happened? You came home, you first came to me. I think I maybe gave you the baby. He was done nursing, and I was
Yep.
like, take the baby. And then we were like, okay, let's go together into the bedroom and connect with this child and talk this through.
Yeah.
And we come in and there's no spinach in the kid's mouth. And we're
Yep.
like, where's the spinach? And we just got a shoulder shrug. And to this day, I was like, where is it? I was like searching. Then I was like back on. I was like, is it in the radiator? I was like, it's in the radiator. It's going to stink to the high heavens. It's the middle of winter. Is it in your pillow? Is it under the
bed?
mattress?
Yeah, right.
Like, what's going on? And to this day, when we brought this up like a couple weeks ago, I said to this kid, where was the spinach? And kid was like, I don't remember. Like, I know I didn't swallow it, because I was like, you didn't go to the bathroom. You didn't dump it in the toilet. You didn't dump it in the trash. Like, you didn't have a trash can in your room. And the kid was like, I don't know. I know I didn't swallow it. I deposited it somewhere. I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyways.
So if the people in our house are listening and you
Yes.
found a greenish black clump a year or two ago, I just get rid of it or memorialize it, because that's like a relic now, of a really funny moment in the Malay family.
So thank you for co-regulating with me. We'll do an episode on co-regulation soon as well. But thank you for co-regulating with me and helping me get back in my window. I was so far gone. I was like a 15 out of 10.
Yep.
And I really needed help getting back
You're very
in.
welcome.
So
I'm glad it took a
and then
right.
you went to your meeting, actually. You like took care of business.
Yeah.
And then you went
Yeah.
to your meeting.
I just went to the meeting late. It was fine.
So
Yeah.
providential.
Yeah. Yeah.
God is so good. God is so good. In giving you as my husband and in giving you that place in time.
So if and when you have a moment like that, maybe the one kid swallowing the spinach. I just love that it's that step too, by the way. Like the parental mind is so intense that we want our children to eat healthy. It's not enough that you chew the food. You have to swallow the food to complete the process.
It doesn't count if you don't swallow
it's
it.
so great. I don't care what nutrients are seeping through the walls of your cheeks. No, I need it in your belly, child. But more importantly, I need you to do what I say.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So if you have a moment like that, be consoled. You are not the only one. And hopefully you have someone in your life that can help you get back in that window when you feel like you're spinning out of control. God bless you.